Hi, I'm Susannah. I'm in charge of strings here at Better Music, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about the Gliga Cello line. The Gliga company is a violin and string instrument company started in the 90s in Romania by luthier Vasily Gliga. So the Gliga company now sells all over the world, and they've been a success largely because they're one of the few affordable European brands out there. They came at a time when the market was pretty oversaturated with very cheap Chinese models, and most European brands were out of reach for the average non-professional player. So even now, when the quality of Chinese mass-produced instruments has improved a little bit, Gliga instruments are still considered to be worth their somewhat higher price point just because of their really excellent sound and really quality craftsmanship. So another part of their success is the fact that they have access to really high quality wood and materials for building. The town where the factory is located, Regin, is located near to a place in the Carpathian Mountains that's referred to as the Italian Valley, because the ancient Cremonese masters were actually thought to have travelled there to source the really high quality wood that grows in that region. So Gliga cellos, just like violins, are made in three separate distinct lines, the three being the lowest and one being the highest. We've currently got one of all three levels in stock, and so I'm just going to take you through the different lines and tell you what they're all about. So the Gliga III Cello Series is aimed at beginning to early intermediate students. It has a couple of different finishes. This one, the Nitro, is generally the cheapest. So you can generally tell the different series of Gliga instruments apart by the level of flaming on the back of the instrument. Flaming is this sort of wavy pattern in the wood. It's caused by a distortion of grains in the wood that occurs in about 1 in 1,000 maple trees. It's particularly prized for violin and cello making because it's considered to resonate particularly well. And with the threes, there's actually generally a very low or no level of flaming. So the cello is outfitted with a soft case, a basic Brazil wood FPS bow, and the instrument is strung with Clarendon gold strings. So generally I see this sort of instrument go to adult beginners or people who are just starting out who want an instrument that isn't too much of an investment but can take them up to sort of an early intermediate level. This is a Gliga II. It's aimed at a sort of intermediate to advancing level player. I tend to find that across the whole Gliga range, the 2 level is where the instruments really start to shine. Here's where you get that really deep, rich sound that the Gligas are known for without the slight dullness that can sometimes occur in the 3s. So this instrument has the aged dark antique finish, which is notable for its generally darker colour and a slightly more visible grain. You can also see that it's got a higher level of flaming across the backplate. So the outfit comes with a soft case and a carbon fibre article bow. It's also got a higher grade of strings. It's got Jager medium blues. So this is an instrument that I generally see go to advancing students, people who are making their way through the examination grades, though I do see a few go to even complete beginners who are really confident that they're committing to the cello. Alright, so the Gliga I is the highest level of Gliga cello we currently have. This one has the standard finish and, as you can see, has a much higher level of flaming across the back. So the plates in this cello on the front and back have been individually graduated, which means that instead of just being carved to a template with an even thickness across the whole instrument, the pieces have been carved on the inside to various individual thicknesses across the whole body. which sort of creates the optimal sound. So the front and back plates of this instrument have been carefully graduated, which means that instead of being carved to a template with an even thickness across the entire body of the instrument, all of the plates have been carefully individually carved to individual thicknesses across the body of the instrument, which helps them to resonate better and creates this sort of optimal sound for the instrument. So the instrument comes once again with a soft case and an articulated fibre bow. It's also got the Jager medium blues on it. I generally tend to see this instrument go to a more advanced level of player. Overall, Gliga are some of our most popular cellos. They're quality instruments, and even an untrained ear is going to be able to tell the difference between this and a much cheaper budget instrument. So I get a lot of people coming in who say that, they aren't good enough to really warrant an instrument like this, to which I say, first of all, give yourself a break, and second of all, if you're a reasonably confident beginner and it's within your budget, there's no reason not to buy an instrument like this. It's going to be a joy to play, and it might actually be the difference between you giving up in 6 months' time or keeping going with the cello until you're able to really reach the full potential of this instrument. So that's the Gliga cellos. If you've got any questions about what you've seen in this video, leave them in the comments below or get in contact with us here at Better Music.